All right, you guys, welcome to the Green Lantern read. Let me just see if I can just the lighting. So I'm just gonna finish my suit up because the gloves make it impossible. Oh wait, I should make sure that. So tonight we're gonna be reading Tales from the Core, Blackest Night. And we're going to read the Green Lantern part. I do have, oh my goodness. First of all, you guys, welcome to the late night comic book read. I'm Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, here to take you on a journey through the tales of the Green Lantern Core. So welcome to the midnight read. Actually had planned on being live earlier. I do play D&D on bring this up a little closer. Bring this up a little closer as I get this all set up. And don't want to block the emblem. So I'm going to bring this a little closer. Half the stuff is always like trying to get in there. Okay. So I think we are good. Welcome to the live. Now, we're going to do not a long tale today. We're going to actually go through, where are we? Here, yes. Blackest Night, Tales of the Core, and we're going to do Green Lantern first out of all of them. Oh my goodness. Let me just bring this up a bit. I need more light. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Much better. All right. Now let me officially finish my suit up. Had some tea. I had some hydration ahead of this to protect my throat for tonight's read. So I'm very excited for what we're gonna go over tonight. And then I will preface this with I will actually have some upcoming reads as Star Sapphire, Carol Ferris, who is actually Hal Jordan's real lady love. She actually ends up dating Kyle Rayner as well, which is kind of a bit of a conundrum, but that's okay. That's the whole complicated aspect of love. Oh, actually, let me finish putting on my gloves. Hello, Superman. It is Jessica Cruz here, reporting for duty with this is the Cosmic Comic Book Club, and all of you have shown great adversity, have resilience against fear, and so welcome to the Green Lantern Corps. You are most welcome here. So let me just finish putting on my gloves and my ring. I'm very excited to do the read with you guys tonight. I actually wasn't planning on doing Jessica. I don't know, my time's been crazy, I don't know what for you guys. Oh, Fleetwood, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I do love the lanterns. I have a whole, let's see here. My little lanterns with, this is like me, my little poster I have up. But I have all the lanterns up because, what I most like about the lanterns, I know, I'm going to have that knot in the background because I don't want to tempt TikTok. TikTok has, and so I am wearing something underneath this. People have claimed that it's see-through. It is not. And if it is, maybe it's slightly. But you know what? I'm clothed. So I do just happen to work out a lot, right? And to be honest, the ladies of the comic books, they're a big motivation for me to work out and be healthy and take care of this beautiful avatar that we have to take us through life. Oh, Sunny, thank you for the dragon. It's so awesome. We'll clip that. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Oh, now I have to take off this glove again so I can say hi to everybody. Sunny Delight, thank you for the dragon crown. And I love dragons. I would love to, I'm going to have I'd make dream dragon eggs. They're dragons that you hatch in your dreams based on your astrological alignment. And contrary to what Pokey says, not for eating, only evil dragons. Thank you, Fleetwood. That's very sweet. So this is I feel it with respect. And I will tell you guys too, it's taken me a long time to learn how to wield. Oh my gosh, that's wow. Let me see. Kev, no. The chatting popcorn. Oh, you guys are okay. So let me not go on a tangent because I'm on a little bit of a schedule today. So I usually play Dungeons and Dragons on Thursday nights with a crew. And I've been doing so for a while, and I'm going to be doing a video very soon about how gaming has actually helped my mental health. It gets a lot of hi Pokey, welcome. Speaking of things that we do to nourish our soul, we do different things in our lives. I love the Green Power Ranger though. Rest in power, Jason Frank. Oh my gosh, I hope that's his name. Green Power Ranger, White Power Ranger. My bestie Laura had the biggest crush on him too. And it's sad how he went. And speaking of mental health, right? People go through hard times fighting demons and battles that we on the outside don't get to see. And you think like someone's so lucky to be able to play these parts, get to play these roles, have those energy signatures. But it is a lot of responsibility and weight as well, right? Resident Evil 9, is that what you're asking about? It looks so scary. I would love to though. I love Resident Evil. Also the plot's a little too close to reality these days, right? And Mila, she's like the bomb.com. I love her a lot. And her as Alice is very good. So, Josie's with Hal. However, you guys, I feel like that's doing some disservice to Carol and Hal as well, because Hal and Jessica don't really have that kind of relationship in the Lanterns. And so you guys, welcome. Yes, that's true. But you know what? I've been going through something very specific lately, Pokey, which I can probably talk to you about later in terms of projects that we have on the go and timelines for it, because I'm finally organized. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I actually am this time, you guys, for realsies. So I'm actually going to read you guys a comic book I promised you guys I would read you a little while ago, but it has taken me a little while to get to the library to get it. Shadow Native Warrior. Wow, great name. Hey, Earth Warrior. Okay. Oh my gosh. I feel like all the right people are here tonight. It's awesome. That's true. That's also true. Hey, I blame my Gemini moon, baby. Even though we say don't blame it on the astro, I'm going to blame it on the stars. Okay. So, quick background into Jessica Cruz as a character and why I personally love her. And also, welcome you guys to the Cosmic Comic Book Club. If you are new here, I am Rachel Z. I cosplay as characters within comic books and read them out loud to you guys, like old school teacher style from the 90s that I grew up with, as a way to bring these stories to life. Comic books meant a lot to me growing up. It's a way to escape, reality through your imagination. And through these characters, I have found inspiration in my own game of life, in my own character development, to do the right thing, to take the high ground, all these kind of lessons when it comes to your own personal moral codes, what it means to do the right thing in your heart of hearts versus what the systems that aren't try to tell you to do. And amongst other things, I like to borrow for a long time. Just ask for it back. I'll get it back to you. Maybe not in the same form. But you know what? Let's see here. I grew up at a time where yes, Green Lantern love. I grew up at a time where we didn't have online gaming, right? So gaming was literally more of a social event. And so I was a very shy and awkward kind of little girl. I wasn't like other little girls, so I couldn't relate to other little girls when it came to how they played with Barbies and stuff. Me and my sister used to make these really big, elaborate worlds that took place in fantasy realms based on like all the myth and games that we played, and we couldn't relate to other little girls who didn't really play that way. So we played with like other little boys, right? And so very innocently too, where you set up these parameters and you play a game, and you don't even really to know the kid, you get to know the character that they make up, let's say, right? Or if we choose to play, let's say, Power Rangers, I played the Yellow Ranger. And no, it's not just because she was Asian and I was the Asian one in the group. I actually truly liked Trini and saber-toothed tigers. So, I also use gaming as a way to alchemize emotions, right? So if you're going through a tough time, or even like think of it as like just puzzles. Like I also love things like Bejeweled or like that kind of stuff. So it's a way of developing things in your mental state to deal with maybe when things do get too heated emotionally. So in Jessica Cruz's case, it's known that she initially ends up with the fear ring, the ring of Volthoom, and she learns how to transmute that fear and becomes then worthy of a Green Lantern ring. And so that is a great segue into tonight's read. My Lantern Corps. We're going to do Tales of the Corps, Blackest Night, and this is by Jeff. It's kind of like an anthology. Jeff Johns is in it, but I also have Doomsday Clock, which I wanted to get for so long because there's some prophecy in here about 2026, and it's eerily accurate with the timing right now. So I don't know what's going on in reality, but something is going on, but but that's not for tonight. I don't even know if that's for tomorrow. I don't really know when that is happening exactly as I orient myself in time space. Something. It's a something. It's a, to quote one of my favorite astrologers, Robert Phoenix, there's a there, right? I'm just put a bookmark on it. Note, like, that's odd. I'm going to make a little note to it. Happen 5 years from now or something, or it will have happened, but then looking back on it, we don't realize that it happened until we like have that enough space emotionally from it. Like sometimes when you're in a tumultuous event or going through something, harrowing in your life journey, while you're going through the storm, it can be hard to like really have a framework as to talk about it, right? So after it's over and there's enough space and time from it, you can kind of look back at that memory and have a bit more like, oh wait, that prophecy did come true if I really look at it from this angle, right? Also, we can also be like, oh wait, am I just like bullshitting myself? But I mean, like it's fun to have those conversations with friends, right? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just us like going through like figuring everything out, and that's what gaming is to me too, right? This idea of like, oh, let's figure out a way to go through the game, and there's like a few ways you can win a lot of these games, and so it's fun knowing based on who you're playing the game with how you're going to come to that solution. I don't know, for me personally, I always just found that like really interesting, and like that was my way of getting to know people and developing relationships, and knowing like who I wanted in my inner circle, right? Because like someone who played the game and didn't cheat, I'd want them on my team, right? Or someone who was like willing to give their last point to someone else or like save their life in the game. That shows something about their character, right? Or someone who's like, I want to play evil all the time. Like, I don't know. Or you just do like shady stuff or like being a sore loser, that kind of stuff. When the Loon Turn, thank you for being a long-time watcher, my Lantern Corps. Actually, before we begin, shall we do I do 100% Pokey, but you know what? I realize that I'm not going to pretend like I can make it, when I can. But you know what? I will come through as far as it comes to certain things. And no, well, because I'm reading stuff to you guys, Gwen Stacy. That's, we have to, when you work as a team and it comes to like responsibilities. And that's what the fun thing about being on the Corps, right? It's not, Superman works alone, even though he has like friends on the Justice League. It's like you're like your own hero. When you're part of like a team, it's like being like a flock of birds, I feel like. And who leads, although you have like, usually Jon Stewart is the leader of the Corps, right? And Jon Stewart, fun fact, I think he ends up being like the first male member of the Star Sapphires, who usually only have female members, but he manages to like get a pass. So that says something about his character, I think. So let me see here. Nitro Blue, thank you for that. So, and to you guys, like if you guys have a favorite Green Lantern, that tells me a lot about like your character, right? Like if you like Guy Gardner, he's a bit more like the Maverick, Han Solo type, like mushroom haircut. That's not personality, but that's also like him being willing to just like rock his own look. Like, who cares? But and Nitro Baya, thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Okay, John Jones. So we're gonna go into oh wait, I didn't do the oath yet. Okay. In brightest day, in blackest night, let no evil escape my sight, and let all those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. Okay, let us begin. So this is fun because it's got tales from each of the lanterns, starting with green, but then also there's like this cool part where it's like tales of the black lanterns, right? Where are we here? And they also have like each gets its star. Like, where is it? These gloves make it hard to turn the page. They talk about the red lanterns, tales of the Blue Lantern Corps with Saint Walker, and I've read you guys before Quest of Hope, where they go on this whole mission to find Saint Walker, who is a Blue Lantern, and the Blue Lanterns represent hope. Although, like, there's a lot of green here, like, and then the tales of the Indigo tribe. So Indigo in the Lanterns lore is actually compassion, and I think that they are like, they're a key element in the whole War of Light. And then the Star Sapphire. So this is going to be not tomorrow's read, perhaps the weekend read, because I haven't done a Star Sapphire cosplay yet. So I have to do a trial first just to make sure it'll work. But I will be reading you guys as Carol Ferris. And look at how gorgeous these panels are for the Star Sapphires. Right? And of course, Hal Jordan, Carol Ferris, they do have a romance that... it's complicated because Hal's complicated, and don't we girls love those complicated men? All right. Definitely. I mean, Jessica's your ride or die girl. She's like one of the besties. Like I relate to her because she's one of those characters kind of like Batgirl, where she has a lot of masculine traits. Like you'd attribute a lot of things that she is like masculine, but like I feel like I cast her as like a Michelle Rodriguez, badass girl, or like just just a tough chick, because she had to work through her own PTSD, her own mental stuff. And she also talks about how like every time she goes out there and uses the ring, she has to face her own anxiety, and I can relate to that. Nargardo, who is also evil. Who's evil? No one's evil in my world. I'm on the side of good and justice. That's the whole thing. Although I have had to fight against forces of evil in many ways, but we can talk about that another time. So let's go into Blackest Night, my friends, with your host, myself, Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, Tales of the Corps, Blackest Night. Jeff Johns, Peter J. Tomasi, and Sterling Gates are the writers of this anthology. Mostly Jeff Johns. He's like one of my favorite writers, up there with Alan Moore, Grant Morrison. He also wrote Doomsday Clock. So keep that in mind. It's going to tie into the other reads that we do. Okay, let's talk about the story so far. Billions of years ago, the self-appointed guardians of the universe recruited thousands of sentient beings from across the cosmos to join their intergalactic police force, the Green Lantern Corps. Chosen because they were able to overcome great fear, the Green Lanterns patrol their respective space sectors armed with power rings capable of wielding the emerald energy of willpower into whatever construct that they can imagine. Hal Jordan is the greatest of them all. When the dying Green Lantern Abin Sur crashed on Earth, he chose Hal Jordan to be his successor for his indomitable will and ability to overcome great fear. As the protector of Sector 2814, Hal has saved Earth from destruction, even died in its service, and even been reborn. Thal Sinestro of Kogwar was once considered the greatest Green Lantern of them all. As Abin Sur's friend, Sinestro became Jordan's mentor in the Corps. But after being sentenced to the antimatter universe for abusing his power, Sinestro learned of the yellow light of fear being mined on Quard. Wielding a new golden power ring fueled by terror, Sinestro drafted thousands of the most horrific, psychotic, and sadistic beings in the universe, and with their doctrine of fear, burned all who opposed them. When the Green Lantern Corps battled their former ally during the Sinestro Corps War, the skies burned with green and gold as Earth erupted into an epic battle between good and evil. Although the Green Lanterns won, their brotherhood was broken, and the peace they achieved was short-lived. In its aftermath, the Guardians rewrote the Book of Oa, the very laws by which their Corps abides, and dissent grew within their members. Now, Hal Jordan will face his greatest challenge yet, as the prophecy foretold by Abin Sur in his dying moments finally comes to pass. Kind of wish the Lanterns got into the whole lore, but alas. Here we go, guys. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps. Lantern Corps New Blood. The emotional spectrum has splintered into 7 factions. 7 corps were born. The Green Lanterns, the Sinestro Corps, Atrocious and the Enraged Red Lanterns, Larfleeze, the avaricious leader, keeper of the Orange Light, former Guardians Ganthet and Side's small but hopeful Blue Lantern Corps, the Zamarons and their army of fierce and loving Star Sapphires, and the mysterious Indigo Tribe. The war of light ignited between these lantern bearers. The skies on every world darkened. In Sector 666, on the planet Ryut, a black lantern grew around the Anti-Monitor's corpse, using his vast energies to empower it. The first of the Black Lanterns, the Black Hand, has risen from the dead, heralding a greater power that will extinguish all of the light and life in the universe. Now, across thousands of worlds, the dead have risen, and Hal Jordan and all of Earth's greatest heroes must bear witness to Blackest Night, by which will descend upon them all without prejudice, mercy, or reason. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. I read Blackest Night. It's hard to read in this format. I might do it digitally because the art on it is quite intense, and it's hard to kind of describe a lot of the cosmic things happening. But like, let's jump into it. It starts with green. Oa, the aftermath of the Science Now riot. Lantern Kilowog's probably thinking what a bunch of screw-ups he's got for his newest recruit class. Not following orders, thinking we know it all just because a green ring found us. Rather, found me. Well, I'm sure after all this is over, he's going to rip into those of us who left for being so stupid and not living up to our promise. So we're with a bunch of new recruits, and there's been a riot. So you can see, like, I think the new recruits don't have the lantern on their chest yet, right? So it's like if the ring chose you, now you have to come for basic training. And D. Wells, yes. So if you found me, maybe the ring chose you too. And maybe, so welcome to the core, right? Oh, I love it. Love it. That, exactly. So welcome into the cosmic like the Twilight Zone, but like, less scary. More fun. Okay. I'm going to repeat that because that was a little like, this is my first time reading it to you guys. Sometimes when I do these comic book reads to you guys, I'll read the panels ahead of time just so like I know what cadence to do the voices at, but I'm reading this like raw. So apologies, like it won't necessarily, I haven't prepped necessarily for it. And oftentimes when I read ahead of doing these lives, I like be crying in the bathtub, like, oh, okay. So, all right, guys, this is just in case you just joined, I'm Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, and we are reading Blackest Night, Tales of the Core. It's kind of like an anthology series where it goes into each of the emotional spectrum, right? So each of the lantern rings, they wield power from a different part of that spectrum. And, green is will, right? And it is the mediator between all the other emotions as well, right? It's like a counter to fear because you must be able to overcome great fear in order to be a Green Lantern. And so these recruits, they have been chosen. And so they're now undergoing like training, I suppose, or rather there's a riot that happened. So they're dealing with the aftermath of it. So I'm sure after all this is over, he's going to rip into those of us left for being so stupid and not living up to our promise. Let me tell you what I see, rookie. I see someone in pain, someone who wishes he could have saved as many of you green apples as possible, even if it meant sacrificing himself. He respects you and wants to smarten you chuckleheads up so you can stay alive until you need to wear diapers in your old age, and that's why he rides you all so hard. I think this is Guy Gardner talking. Looks like him, right? He's basically explaining, like, like if you've ever been in like training or martial arts and you're like sensei or teacher is like riding you hard because they're like, I know you're capable of better. And it's like, what? Oh no, I'm talking to you. Sorry, Gwen Stacy. I need to get through the read tonight. Oops. Because I need to drop early. Because I should have been on earlier. But I was D&Ding, so thanks you guys for joining. Okay. Yeah, so that's Guy saying he respects you and wants to smarten you chuckleheads up so you stay alive until you need to wear diapers in your old age, and that's why he rides you all so hard. So get your head out of your ass and remember, even Lantern Kilowog was a rookie once. That's true. When we all, no matter how great and legendary you all were, once you were but a tadpole, right? Just a youngling starting out. Oh, it's tough trying to balance being a parent and also saving the universe, Gwen Stacy. So, are you open to babysitting, maybe? Do you have a custom cat character who can do space cosmic babysitting? Language in the room. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. You poozers make me sick. What's a poozer, Lantern Emery? That's what I call useless rookies, poozers, especially you, Brillios, from planet Balawax. Lantern Ermy, my name is Kilowog, and I'm from the planet Bolvax Vix, Sector 647. Are you correcting me, Poozer? No, sir. You're whoever I say you are, and you're from wherever I say you're from, Brillios. Understood. But sir, And he glares at him. Oh, my ring's here. I made it myself. Don't look directly at it too much because it's kind of like raw. It's harder than you think to make all those small details for yourself. I was going to order a ring, but a lot of them are not necessarily fully green. I do have my eye on a UV light glow in the dark one though. Thank you. I do need to recharge it. Yes. Need that battery, baby. Okay. So he's like, these are the new recruits, right? So you can see they're new recruits because they don't have lanterns on, right? And then like you have your like sergeant leader, yes sir, sir, yes sir. We're in training, basic training, right? And he's like he's like a little snarky, you know, he's like talking back a little bit, and he just doesn't. He's like, but he's like being kind of sweet about it, right? Yeah, you got it. Always putting himself where he, I guess, where the vibes are, if you think about it. Okay. I catch you making another unauthorized ring call to your mommy and daddy back home, Brillios. There's going to be hell to pay. The call was to my wife, Lantern Ermy. She's pregnant with our first kid, and I wanted my family to know that. So, Gwen Stacy, to your point of like Lantern recruits trying to balance family life, you know, and he's guarding the universe. It's a thing, right? Your home life and your family life versus like what you're doing out like in the world too. So, yeah, you know, those lessons in, but you know, like if you're called to be a lantern. Yeah, so he's talking back again though, and so he's like freaking. He's like, I don't care. He's like, you only got one family right now to concern yourself with, Poozer, and they're all wearing green rings. Oh yeah. Aw, thank you, largest leprechaun. You are also a Green Lantern, I believe, right? With all the green that's going on. And also, Lucky Green. With the baby, yes, babies do need their dads. Yes, 100%. So he probably is going to be like, wow, you know, I'm going to have to take time out to go see my fam, right? And in the end, you're protecting the universe so that your family can be safe too, right? Like, it's like that saying of like, what's saving this whole cosmos if I don't have those that I love in it, right? So New Mutants. Sunny, I have done some New Mutants. I like, I'm older, so I do tend to stick to like older stories and comic books. However, if you have any recommendations, I am always open to them and new cosplays to try, because I always love finding out new characters and their stories that I haven't found out before, because like, it's always a fun experience for me. And also I get to know more about like why you like certain characters, and it's cool to me, right? Because that's all like, to me, symbolic of your character, right? So you liking certain characters, even some villains that are on like redemption arcs, it says a lot about being aware of your own shadow when you like certain villains, right? Because you can see where they can come from, right? And that ability to have another perspective, have empathy, is a good thing to have, right? No matter what you're doing in life, in my opinion, right? So welcome you guys to the read. Lantern Corps from across the multiverse. Welcome to Tales of the Corps. I'm Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz. Okay, you're all capable of overcoming great fear. So thank you for joining the live. Okay, so he's like saying like, listen, I was talking to my pregnant wife because she's going to be expecting, etc. So he's like, right now you only have one family. You know, back when I used to do bodybuilding and fitness and stuff, right? We had a lot of like judges who would say like, you know, screw everything else in your life besides competing and going to the gym for however long a day for a little while. And like, that's okay for a part of your life. But when you have, you know, babies, they're like a gift to your world, or anyone you choose to love or have relationships with, and about making time and space for them, right? So, okay. And I need to get through this, and I keep on like just stopping and talking. So, whose power, Poozers? Our power, Lantern Ermy. Whose light, Poozers? Our light, Lantern Ermy. You're damn right. Ooh. Indeed. Let's jump. Let me see if I can. Got to make sure that I'm flipping correctly with all this. Okay. Welcome to Fourscore Aliens and Germs. Thanks to the 4 extreme and distinct atmospheric zones this planet has, it's a place where I weed out those who belong in my core and those who most certainly do not. Better move faster than that, Poozers. If you ever find yourself on the Hello V one day, you'll end up being cooked alive. Last time I checked, keeping my mouth shut was a good way to conserve air. Yaga. That's right. Get those rings off. I want to see what you're made of without having that hunk of green on your hand. So they do this as a test too. They like take the rings away from the recruits to see like what you're really made of without the magic powers. And then once you add that in, it adds a little bit like being worthy, right? Of being able to wield it even without the ring or all the power stuff involved in it too. Oh my gosh. My hair, oh. Wolfie went over here. Yeah. Wolfie. Okay. All right, guys. I'm actually working also on a Wolfie Green Lantern outfit because I'm pretty sure that he's like an alien, not actually a dog. But that's the story for another time. Okay. Where are we? Let's putter along. Lantern battery inaccessible due to dimension pocket interference. Warning, power levels at 0%. Uh-oh. Ring incapacitated. Warning, power levels at 6%. Recharge required immediately. Lantern battery inaccessible due to dimension pocket interference. Enough is enough. Get on the beta cannon zeroed in. The lantern's final stand ends now. Your days of shooting civilians are over. So they're fighting right now. It's getting intense. Let you guys see the panel. I'm taking out that main gun before it unloads on the remaining transport ships. You poozers get in there with the lanterns and lay down covering fire so those citizens can safely get into the ships. I feel like the recruits are now being involved in like actual stuff going on, right? And then all of the lantern rings are failing at this point. Warning, power levels at 0%. Warning, power levels at 0%. Turn the beta cannon back. The lantern is dead. It's time to decimate these fools once and for all. Aye, ah. And then, hold on, let me fix my hair. I'm not used to also having this is my own hair, you guys. So typically I do wear wigs with you guys a lot, right? But Jessica Cruz gets to have my natural hair going on. And Comics and Tortillas, thank you for following the live. Okay, let me just oh yeah, this read is actually almost done. It actually ends kind of sad. A lantern's on the cannon. Kill him before poom poom poom. Fall back, lantern recruits. Enemy troops have infiltrated your position. I'm turning their weapon on your location. Get your shields up around the depowered lanterns and civilians. We read you loud and clear. Aye, aye, boom, and rah. Like, you can see the rage as they're fighting, right? Enemy troops retreating. You've done it. I'm heading over to Mof. Hold on, Lantern Ermy. I'll get you too. So they're, that guy who was yelling at them and calling them poozers and stuff, it looks like he's actually received a fatal blow. Hold on, Ermy. I'll get you too. No, too late for that. I'll be getting to another place soon enough. Safe, sir. Mission accomplished. The enemy has been put down. Tell me, the lanterns and the people who are evacuating, and he says, it's safe, sir. He's worried about the people instead of himself. You and the others served the Corps proudly today. I think there's a leader in you somewhere. I've always been more of an order taker than an order giver, sir. I beg to differ. Kilowog. And he, with his own blood, paints the lantern on the recruit's chest, which is like, hugely symbolic. And I think that's where it ends. Very sad. Oh no, here we go. It's got to end with at least some sort of like note on a positive end, right? Hi, welcome. We're reading Tales of the Core, Blackest Night, and the Green Lantern part. I'm going to have a Star Sapphire cosplay read you guys the Star Sapphire stuff with Carol. But that will be later. I need to do some check-in on stuff for that cosplay. All right, so we're back out in space. Thank you for not only saving my life, but also our mission, recruit. I'm just doing my duty, sir. If and when you become a lantern, I would hope you look me up in Sector 1417 if you are ever in need of assistance. Thank you. I am Lantern Sinestro. Who might you be? Lantern Recruit Kilowog, sir. From the planet Bolavax Vic, Sector 647. End. Aw, Kilowog. Aw, bestie. I love it. Okay, so let's do it. Last Tale of the Green Lantern Corps. I'm going to power through it in like 10 minutes. Let's see what we can do. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, Daddy's Girl. So we have this alien chickie. She's kind of cute, you know. This is Gramos in Sector 2915 several years ago. Girls can do what they want in my world. How is my big girl? Dah, you're back from sector duty. You bet I am. Are you ready to resume your training? Arisa, we almost had Tag's Earth Rock score beat. Where are you going? So this cute girly, her dad is actually a member of the Green Lantern Corps, and it becomes her dream to also be a member of the Green Lantern Corps because she loves her dad. So her dad puts her like lots of training to get her prepped to potentially be worthy to be able to join the Corps one day. Oh, hey, Orange Lanterns. I actually have your story in here too. They have a story about LaFreeze. So you have like Sinestro. So each Corps, because this is the Tales of the Corps, it goes into like an anthology of like a story from each of the Lantern Corps. So it's kind of nice. Like, and you get to have a bit more understanding of each of the lanterns, right? And that's why like you can't say the Red Lanterns are evil. You can't say orange is evil, even though it's like avarice, right? Or greed. Sometimes looked at that as well. But like each emotion does have its place, right? It's all like the balance of things. And that's why it's deemed that will is the right emotion to mediate the rest of them. But hey, you can have corruption in the ranks too. So there's also that to consider. Hold on. Like a hair like right in my face and I can feel it. I don't want to rub off my eye that can spot evil, you know? Okay, so her dad's like a silver fox, though. Look at him. He's great. Excellent, Arisa. I see you've been practicing while I was away. And here I thought all you'd be doing is going out with boys and skipping school. I can do this in my sleep, Da. So let's get to some flying. Watch your arch. One day you may find yourself trying to fly through debris on Ripken 3. And then she looks at this, like, Tales of the Green Lantern Corps by Tomari. Thanks, Da. Is this a first edition? Yes, and it's only the first part of your gift. First part? I have a special meeting I need to attend next week. How would you like to accompany me to Oa? I'll assume that since you've cracked a few of my ribs that the answer is yes. So I have to run because I wanted to only go till 1 on my time, Eastern Standard Time. And I wasn't planning going live tonight, and I will be coming back to this story, which I was actually delayed on getting. Actually, you know, I only have a few pages left, so let's finish. Here, let's try. Oh, thanks, Havscom. And thanks, you guys. On Oa. Well, Arisa, what do you think? Is that where the planetary citadel is? Yes. Can we meet a guardian? No. The hazard this is the hazard simulation facility. Did you train here too, Dad? Of course. All rookies are required to. Afternoon greet. What can I get for you, Lantern Fanata? Oh my God, you're Katma Toy of Sector 1417. She drops almost. I think you're losing your lunch. Well, she probably heard all the stories from her dad of all the famous lanterns, right? Let's move it up in there. My chow ain't getting any warmer. Welcome to the Hall of Lanterns, Arisa Ray. Here are the holds you requested on the most recent lanterns who came and reserved Graxos V, Sector 2815. So it's all like the memorials of all the lanterns who have fallen. And then here, a year later, in brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. I'm sorry for waking you, Arisa, but there's a core emergency that I must report to immediately. Of course, Da, I understand. If you need anything, make sure, I know, go to Uncle Blish and Aunt Talia. I'm incredibly proud of you, and I love you more than life itself, Arisa. I love you too. Bye, Da. And he's off. On to a mission is the Red Lantern District. Oh, did not know that, Monster Magnet. Thank you for that little tidbit. It's cool because these tales open up a whole other like world and universe. Because when we talk about Jessica Cruz, who I'm playing tonight, Hal Jordan, and I think like Kyle Rayner, there's like a few lanterns that come from this sector for this sector. And I think it's brought up like, why do we have so many like lanterns from Earth? But there are other sectors. Ooh. There are other sectors out there. Oh my gosh, I need water. Let's do that. Take a little water break and then we can finish. Wolf Children. Ooh, I love anime movies. Def. And Virgin Cook, thank you for following. Fun name. Okay, let's come to the conclusion of this tale from the Green Lantern Corps. I'm incredibly proud of you and I love you more than life itself, Arisa. I love you too. Bye, Da. And then he flies off. And that's what I think we could do more of if we're going to do live action Green Lantern stuff. You could get into a lot of characters that just haven't been done live yet. And you can really humanize a lot of stories. Oh, Jedi. Aw, I hope you have great dreams, you guys. Very powerful dreams tonight. Or restful, if that's what you need, right? I hope you get what you need. All right, so he flies off, and then we cut to very sad scene because there's a funeral, right? Finatra arrived on planet Gratos 4, IV, Sector 2815 for his heroic actions and noble service will be hereby entombed with the honored dead in the Lantern Crypt. A grateful corps and universe has lost a good man and a gallant lantern this sad day. His ultimate sacrifice will be remembered always. I must have let you down in some way, Da. The ring hasn't chosen me. I guess I'm not good enough to follow in your footsteps. I wish I knew who was picked. And then it's her cousin who ends up being picked, right? Well, it seems like we have a new lantern in the family. Congratulations, Uncle Blish. I'm so happy for you. Yes, now your uncle can have a real reason for staying out late. But then we cut to yet another funeral. Blish Rab of the planet Graxos V, Sector 2815, for his heroic actions and noble service, will be hereby entombed with the honored dead in the Lantern Crypt. This poor girl. A grateful corps and universe has lost a good man and a gallant lantern this sad day. His ultimate sacrifice will always be remembered. Thanks, Aunt Talia, for this great birthday party. I just wanted to... Look out! What's that? Arisa Rab of the planet Graxos 4. You have the ability to overcome great fear. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps. Oh. Oh, I love Kiki Delivery Service with Stacy. And I love, like, stories in general. She goes through a lot, right? And I feel like, just like how Jessica Cruz, she went through a whole thing where she ended up with PTSD because she witnessed her best friends being, like, killed by the mob, right? Because they witnessed a murder. That's a whole other story. But oh, Kirby's kids love that. Thank you. I'm all about sharing stories, right? Those who tell the stories rule the world, and just like to be the author of your own personal mythos in your life and what you allow to let in terms of like stories of inspiration. I mean, because ultimately we're in a dark time right now. The news is very like sad and scary and all that kind of stuff. So it's like fun to like immerse yourself in the imagination world and like give yourself, I call them like power ups in the imagination, where you can like, okay, these stories of like overcoming great fear in your own like psychic world, in your own imagination realms, in your own dreams. You can use that to empower yourself, right? Yeah. How are we in a dark time? Well, there is a lot of war on the news these days. If you choose to pay attention to it, though, right? I guess that's a way of like being aware of what stories you let into your own universe. So, great question, actually. Ponyo, I do not remember Ponyo, but it kind of rings a bell. Thanks, Jason. He loves you too. Okay, let's finish this off. So, she lost her dad. She lost her cousin. Both of them had this Green Lantern ring, and the ring has now chosen her. And down here, and just what the hell are you smiling at, Poozer? And so now you can see that Kilowog has become, squad leader, who's like leading the training recruits. And she's like, what are you smiling at? And she's like, a new recruit. And she's like, sir, thinking about how proud my dad would be right now, and also thinking how much I've always dreamed of being yelled at by you, sir. And that's the end. So I love these little stories. They're like little snippets. They don't always have to be quite so serious about, crisis on infinite earths and the breaking of all reality. But I will finish this. Ponyo is a beautiful movie. Oh, I will watch it then. Largest Leprechaun. Thank you. I didn't even know about it till like just now. So we'll finish with that. Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, the team is all here. So with that, my Green Lantern Corps, this goes into like, their powers, their weaknesses. And so not tomorrow, but a little bit later, probably this weekend, I will be unveiling my very newest cosplay, which will be Star Sapphire, Carol Ferris. And we will read a tale from here, which deals with Carol's story. And it talks a little bit about the love ring and how the love ring can actually be a little bit parasitic. And, those of us who have been in love situations where love makes you crazy, love makes you blind, all that kind of stuff, our emotions can sometimes get the better of us when it comes to being able to think clearly about things. And so it's not to say not to have a heart, right? Not to have empathy, not to have love in your heart, right? But it's also just being aware of like other forces at play and in yourself as well, having discipline and, like a higher love for yourself. That sometimes, I could relate this to like fitness, where giving up the cake and cookies that I want right now because I need to step on stage in a bikini, and I can have those cake and cookies later, right? So just your own reward system, being able to like have discipline, overcome fear. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back very soon. Jessica Cruz signing off. Remember, in brightest day, in blackest night, let no evil escape my sight, and let all those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. Thank you guys for joining the read. Thank you guys for M Rider. Bye. I'm sorry I wasn't really paying too much attention to the chat. I really wanted to get through the read, and a lot of stuff has been going on. I will fill all you guys in on a lot of my projects and the progress and all of those things coming up very soon. As springtime is coming, my birthday is coming. It's April. It's like some good stuff coming down the pipeline. So thank you guys all for joining. I won't forget about Josie with Stacey. Lots of love, you guys. And remember, it takes true courage for you to be exactly you in this cosmic game of life. So be sure to play as exactly you, because guess what? The universe is counting on you. But no worries, I have your back. Until next time, superhero friends, bye.